Lights flicker to life. An old familiar static fills the airwaves as we sit in anticipation. The radio calls in a staticky haze. Then all at once, silence. It's that special time of day, and here we are once again, waiting and listening as a familiar voice begins to speak. Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope it's well enough, because there's currently a heist in progress. The Melancholia Museum of Memorable Moments is currently under high alert. Police are scrambling whatever organized forces they have to the location. From what I understand, their current organization is messy. So stay off the streets and out of the police's way. They're already under enough stress as it is. At the moment, we don't know exactly who is robbing the museum, but we do know that the inner chamber, where many of the most valuable artifacts are stored, has been breached. As for the identity of the assailant, well, we'll tell you once more information is given. Until then, I'm not quite sure. Blaine said they were going to come back to work today, but they're not here yet. I mean, I could move forward with the program, but I don't know, it feels weird without my producer here. So I'm going to text them, and maybe call. As for the rest of you, let's take a moment to hear a word from our sponsors. Yeah, that sounds professional. So stay tuned, everyone.
The sun rises high. A bright sky welcomes us. It's time to get up. Do you feel tired? Are there things you want to change? We can help with that. The cozy congregation of Sasquatch. We're here, and there's no reason to fear. Come on in. Worship with us. We're a lot nicer than what others have said we are. Really. Stop on in by this Friday evening. Homemade donuts and apple cider will be provided. Alright, we'll see you there.
Welcome back, everyone. So, there's still no sign of Blaine, but they said they're on their way. They were just stopping by somewhere to get something done, and it's going to be a little longer than they expected. So just hang on, and they'll be here soon. Hopefully. I'm saying this for myself more than anything. Anyways, we have an update on the situation at the Melancholia Museum of Memorable Moments. The police are finally at the museum. A team is preparing to enter the building. You see, after the alarms were triggered in the inner chambers, security measures went into place. The entire building was locked down with thick metal walls. Every available window, door, and expensive artwork piece was covered. After that, employees were quickly hurried out of the building to storage, where they now wait for direction from the police. So far, the police team has disabled the security walls and are making their way to the inner chamber, the heart of the museum where the rarest and most expensive of the artifacts are kept. They're currently opening up the door and nothing. There's no one inside, just a light fog and a couple of mice. all of the artifacts and paintings are right where they were before, but that can't be right. The museum's security is top of the line, so it wouldn't trip for nothing. What's going on here? Officers are currently asking that while looking around the inner chamber for any clues. There's a lot of pictures and close examinations, as well as chins being rubbed with hms and ha's all around the circle. No one is quite sure if they should contact the sheriff about this. Under normal circumstances, this would totally be something to talk to Sheriff Hawthorne about. But apparently, her appearances have been sporadic since the house fire on Ravens Road, so they're doing the best they can. It's an interesting situation, but hopefully we'll get more as it develops. In the meantime, let's take a look at traffic. A terrible torrent of taxed officers tear through traffic towards the troubling target. A massive movement makes its move towards the Melancholia Museum of Memorable Moments. Despite the danger, it develops a daring drop for a dastardly deviant's departure. All focus is fiercely facing forward at the museum's inner chamber. It's impossible for anyone to escape now. But who, pray tell, is watching storage? Slick like oil and fast as light, there went the security locks to the museum this night. The inner chamber locks so tight, leaving thieves in a tough position. But that's why it's better to also have skills like a stage magician. Slick like oil and fast as light certainly does wonders for directing cops' sight. Down from the roof to the soft ground below, out pops the thief from a marvelous show. So it looks like Main Street's backed up all the way to Old Town. It makes sense with all the police stuff going on. So expect delays on your way home. And that's all for traffic. Still no word on the museum situation. Police are currently checking present employees and going through the museum's inventory. It's still not clear what has been stolen, if anything has been stolen at all. Luckily, none of the big exhibits seem to have been touched. So, at least there's that. As for everyone else... Oh, hey! Hey, Blaine, your hair, it's different. No, yeah, like a good different. Really? You just felt like a change? Yeah, no, I totally get that. Totally, yeah. It's a great color for you. Did you pick it out or... Yeah, that makes sense. Sophia really has an eye for this type of thing. Well, it looks good. No, you look good, Blaine. It's a good haircut. Yeah, it's great to have you back in the studio. I really missed you. I mean, I know we live together, but still, I just worry, and I know I shouldn't, and oh heck, I'm still on the air. Right. Sorry, everyone, about that. Blaine just walked in, and they're currently rocking a brand new haircut and this dye job, and it looks fresh, free in a sense. Anyways, we're on the radio, so you can't see. And my producer's back, which is great, because I don't know how to get a tape player to work. Blaine, could you come do the thing? Thank you. So, back on track. You all remember, like, a couple weeks ago when the sheet ghosts were taking over, right? What am I saying? Of course you do. How could you forget? Well, anyways, to the point, the ghosts left behind a tape in the studio, along with an ominous cryptic note and a stain on the ceiling that is yet to go away. Anyways, not the point. I don't mean to complain, but, a lot of guests tend to leave ominous cryptic notes in our studio, and they also tend to leave me in some state of distress, and I don't like to complain, but if you have a message to deliver, we have a raccoon. Please, please be kind. I don't know how much stress I can handle. Anyways, what was I talking about? Right, the tape, right. So, a cryptic message was left telling us to find where the phantoms sing. It was followed up by an address in this super old part of town, the place where everyone calls Old Town. That's its own thing, but let's focus on the tape right now. So, a lot of you have been asking about it, and I haven't really been able to get the tape player to work because, technology, but that's solved now. Thanks again, Blaine, for finagling stuff to work. If it wasn't for you, I don't know what I would do. Anyways, here's the tape. It doesn't appear to be cryptic or ominous in any way, so here we go.
First things first, let's start with the Dancing Queen incident at the High Life Neon Roller Rink this past Thursday. Witnesses report an unsteady feeling in the air that only devolved once ABBA started singing. It was a chaotic evening, but luckily most people were able to evacuate before the first piano riff. There are at least 5 confirmed casualties, with the expectation of more once rubble can be cleared away. Police are cordoning off the area until disaster crews deem it safe to enter in order for reconstruction to begin. If you or any of your loved ones were affected by this disaster, our hearts here at 87.7 go out to you. Mayor Celine Judas has released a statement calling the incident a terrible tragedy. Our city is such a wonderful and magical place to be, the mayor said in that ambiguously British accent of hers. It pains my heart to know that this beacon of light can be so dangerous at times. Please know that incidents like this are the exact reason why disco music is banned from the city. It's far too dangerous to play, so if you are young and feel adventurous, take up anything else. We don't have enough in the budget to handle more disasters. And there you have it, folks. Don't do disco, kids, and try to stay in school. More things that my mother has yelled at me in the past. Moving right along, we have an interview coming up with one of our finest and brightest of the officers coming up through the police force. Officer Olivia Hawthorne, who, if I'm being honest, is a total snack, is going to talk with us. But first, we're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our amazing sponsors. So stay tuned, everyone. I got a cute cop to flirt with. We'll be back in a flash.
That's interesting. Blaine, did they mention 87.7? That's our radio station, and Officer Hawthorne. This must have been right before the sheriff. Blaine, I think this might be the radio host that came before. I wonder what it means. I don't know, but the name Bella Jewel is written on the tape. And well, I've dug through the station archives, old papers, even marker scribbles in the women's bathroom, but there's nothing I could find on the name Bella Jewel. In fact, there's nothing on whoever came before me. I mean, this could all be a trick, but it really doesn't feel like it. Like, that sounds like our setup. So, I don't know what to think, but I think this tape is accurate. It sounds accurate, doesn't it? Okay, and Blaine is saying we should ask some guy named Rex Adams about this. I'm not entirely sure I know who that is. Anyways, the point is, something's going on here. There's no record of the radio host that came before me, and there's also nothing on whoever this Bella Jewel is. It's like someone's trying to erase her. But why? Oh well, maybe we'll figure it out later. I mean, there's a lot of things we don't know yet, right? Right. Anyways, something to think about. As for right now, we have an update on the current situation at the Melancholia Museum of Memorable Moments. Police have confirmed and secured all the major exhibits, but it appears several things are missing from back storage. A couple of bronze pots from the Ancients collections, an old oil painting of a dog, and most shockingly, an old wooden box, just big enough to hold a ring or a key or something. This box has been buried in storage since the mid-70s, locked in, untouched since it came. Employees report that it would have been difficult to find unless someone organized the archives. But that would take months, so... Did you hear that? It sounded like it came from the back room. No, I'll go check. I love you, Blaine, but your arms are noodly and you're useless in a fight. Look, I'm sorry, you're just a bunch of weak spaghetti and we need a beefy ravioli, okay? Alright, so everyone, we're going to check on that noise. But in the meantime, here's another ad. Yes, Blaine, take the panic bat and you can carry the light, okay? Yeah.
Hi there! It's me, Tokuko, back at it again. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tokuko, you amazing florist and decently attractive individual with no suspicious background whatsoever. Weren't you just in prison for a string of raccoon-related arson attempts in an attempt to eliminate competition for your prized and glorious flower shop? Well, of course not. How else could I be here? Well, the police have certainly tried, but if it's one thing I know how to do well, it's how to use the legal loopholes and talented lawyers to get out of anything. Do you want to know what else I'm good at? Flowers, of course! What else were you thinking? You should probably keep that to yourself. Especially since you're right. Anyways, I'm free as a lark. And to celebrate, we're having a big welcome home special. Stop in and buy any of our bouquets and get a second one of equal or lesser value free. We're so excited to see you, so stop on in while the getting's good. Tokuko's Floral on Rainbow and Sparrow. The only illegal thing going on here is the steal of a deal you'll get. At least that you can prove. So stop on in. I'm happy to see you again. Especially you, Richard. You know, that was quite a bold move you made to the police. Some would even call it brave. Others would call it suicide. Why don't you come on by, and I can properly give you the formal welcome? Yeah, or don't. It doesn't matter. I have eyes everywhere. There's nowhere left for you to run. See you all soon! Yay!
Well, hello there, listening public. I'm coming to you live from a small and cozy radio station that seemed to be a convenient stop along the way from my visit to the local museum today. Now, some of you may be wondering, who am I? This isn't the voice of your regular host, nor any voice that you would recognize. It's scary being suddenly faced with the unknown, but there is no need for that panic. Not every stranger is dangerous. To think so is limiting and frankly rude. I'm just a person, like many of you. I have hopes, ambitions, and a job that keeps me very busy. It isn't what many would consider a noble profession, but a job's a job. What else can you say? Enough of that, though. Let's focus on the business at hand. You see, tonight I've already stolen one thing, and instead of running, I feel like taking something else. You, a captive audience. I'm just a person like many of you. I have a job, clients, and I try to do the best I can. A man needed this box, and so I got it for him. And soon, he'll have a box, and I'll be freed from my debts. Well, at least that's the plan. To be fully honest with all of you, I'm concerned. My client, well, he's something else entirely. There aren't many things that I'm afraid of, per se. But the things that he hides in the mist, and the powers that lay within, well, let's just say that I'll be glad to be free of that soon enough. All I have to say about that is already spoken. Whatever happens to this box is none of my business. So stay tuned and be prepared. I'm just a simple man, and I have a job to do, just like any of us. Alright then. I guess that is all that I have to say. It's time for me to go.
Ha! Oh, there's no one in here. Huh. So, I guess that was... I could have sworn I saw something, but... I don't know. That was super weird. But there wasn't anything wrong with the archives, and... I don't know, maybe we just need somebody to organize down there? I mean, I know we're running low on people, but still, we have interns. I feel like that should be their job. I don't know. Let's get back to... Hey, Blaine, did you move my mic? No, I swear, I normally have it set lower than this. Yeah, really, don't give me that look, Blaine. Do you want me to say it? Fine. Look, Blaine, I'm not exactly gifted in the height department. So, believe it or not, I have to adjust things to my height. And this microphone is one of those things. Yeah, normally it's hovering like right above the table because... Yeah, look at me, you know? But now it's too high. I don't know. Well, maybe somebody broke in here, conveniently moved it, and then left before we could say anything. I don't know. You go check the studio. I think we're back on the air, so I should probably get back to broadcasting. Yeah, just let me... Welcome back, everyone. Did you miss me? Not much to report on. The police are still searching for the thief, but it looks like they got away. As for us at the station, well, nothing was stolen or broken, so that's good. Chances are that one of the opossums recently hired to help around the station got a little crazy. We're a little short-staffed these days, so a little help goes a long way. Anyways, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong, per se, so... Why don't we move on to the poem? Come to the woods where secrets hide. Come to the woods where I once died. Fading and dying here all alone. Here in the woods, this ancient dome. Come to the woods with spirits near. Come to this place and find me here. Here in the place where secrets lay. Here in the woods where pine trees sway. Come to me now and see. Come to me now. Come to me. Run. It's a little ominous, but I like it. You know, there's a certain beauty looming in dread. Sure, it can be overwhelming and terrifying when we're faced with unknown fear, but the flip side of that is excitement. New possibilities are opening up, and wherever they lead, it's bound to be interesting. So, stay tuned for the fears and wonders to come. And until that time, I hope you all have a good night.
Dreamgirl City is a production by N.J. Schulze. It was written, produced, and acted by N.J. Schulze. The poem for today was Phantom Call by N.J. Schulze. Have a question? Have a poem you want to submit? Just want to say hi? Email this and more to dreamgirlcityradio@gmail.com, or look us up on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or anywhere else we're going. We're trying to figure a few things out. All the music will be listed down below that I did not write myself. Thank you so much to everyone for supporting us and for spreading the word around. Really do help this podcast grow. I hope you'll enjoy what comes in the future. Until then, don't be afraid to be a host to a ghost.